Hello, Matthew Williams with a quick video to talk to you about why possibly, Devizes is dying. Here we have a notification on the Tesco store, which has been there for 40 years, that it's going to be closing on the 4th of April. And obviously, you know, Devizes must then be for Tesco, somewhere where it cannot do business. Something's wrong, not doing proper business, and obviously one of the ones they'd rather close. But anyway, moving on, there's plenty of shops in Devizes like this, like Alzheimer's support and charity shops. And when you see shops like this, you have to think, well, you know, they must be peppercorn rents because nobody else wants to rent these places, because if there were businesses that could afford to rent them, they would. So moving on, in a prime location, and you can see Tesco's off to the left here. This is Tesco's. We've got this building which has been vacant for 6 months at least now, and nobody wants to rent it. Prime location, and probably the reason is because the rents are so high thanks to strikers who put the rents in Devizes usually at about 20% higher than they actually need to be. And if you look at the rateable values for these buildings, they'll always be about £2,000 to £3,000 more to rent somewhere like this than anywhere else. And strikers in Devizes do this as a matter of course. So there you can see Tesco's in the background, and that's the prime location for a shop. This shop is going to close down, the bead shop. This is this is opposite Tesco's. This is up for rent even though the shop is still open, so obviously they're trying to increase the rents and want them out. So Ducks of Devizes, which has been there for 20 plus years that I've been in Devizes, apparently this is possibly going to close as well. I wonder if it's to do with rent prices, possibly forcing them out. Next to Ducks, there's this little shop here which was closing down on the day that I came through Devizes, and you can see this chap on the bike here is kind of thinking to himself, probably, oh look, another closed down store.
Are the signs coming down? They're closing down, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, another one in Devizes. Yeah, shops boarded up. Strikers' name seems to come up a lot for overcharging people for rent.
Next to this store on the left, we have Oxfam. Devizes is famous for the amount of charity shops it has. So there's an Oxfam. Opposite Oxfam on the other side of the street is Scope, for the Society for People with Cerebral Palsy, another charity shop. To the right of Scope is Costa Coffee. Devizes has too many coffee shops. There's something not right with this picture. People are complaining all over Devizes, saying that Devizes is becoming nothing but charity shops and coffee shops. And this is one that opened up in place of a camera business that had been there for 40 years. But the camera business closed down and this came in its place. To the right of that, then you can see Costa, and behind it is Tila, which is a shop that's been closed now for about 1.5 years. Nobody seems to want to rent this. Opposite Society for Scope, charity shop, is H.J. Johnson. This is advertised as for rent at the moment, even though there are still people in the building. So one wonders whether or not they're increasing the rent there. There's Tila, a close-up of it on the main high street. If you go opposite Tila, there's the Mason's Fruit and Veg shop. And you can see what they've done here is, because it's basically been 2 years with nobody wanting to rent it. This has been an embarrassment to the council. So what they've done is they've put information about Devizes in the window. So you've got tourist information about Devizes and a video screen here. Oh look, Strikers. Oh, Strikers. I wonder, that name seems to come up a lot with premises that are being rented in Devizes and don't seem to be able to be rented. And then on the right hand side of the shop window they've put in town information, you know, just so it doesn't look so embarrassing in the main high street. To the right of the shop, as you can see, you've got 10 of Us Cancer Charity Shop, and to the right of 10 of Us Cancer Charity Shop, you've got the British Heart Foundation shop. Okay, this is a view down through the main high street, and you can see on the right hand side is Smart Buys, which has been there for 10 years. Now, this is another company I really don't like, Carter Jonas. Don't trust them, you know, don't touch them with a barge pole. But Smart Buys has been there for a long time, and that's now closed down. And in the window there's a planning application to turn it into flats above the shop, which obviously means that they don't anticipate that they're going to be able to rent this shop for anyone in the short term. So that's going to be another six months to 12 months left as it is on the Devizes High Street. Here's another coffee shop, which is where Curry's used to be. Curry's was in Devizes for 20 odd years. I know that I've been there, and that closed down last year and now is replaced with a coffee shop. To the right of the coffee shop, next photo, to the right of the coffee shop opposite is Bernardo's, a charity store. And to the left of Bernardo's charity store, you can't see it because it's behind the van, but I walk behind the van and you see it's the Shore Trust. There's the van, and it's the Shore Trust, another charity shop. Now, if we walk down here, down a little bit further and look to our left, then we have Dorothy House Hospice Care, another charity shop. Wilko took over when Summerfield closed down. We used to have a Summerfield, then it closed because it wasn't doing enough business, and then Wilko took it over. So, Quintessence, this has been here for at least 20 years that I know of, and this is on the main road. And the main road, it closed down, and they're selling it off, you know, so a business that couldn't succeed, you know. And guess what? Wow, strikers alert. Across the road from this cafe is a shop called Asbo, which has just opened up, and I don't expect it to be open very long, because guess what it sells? It sells hoodies and gear for badly behaved children that probably want to dress more fashionably whilst they break into your house. Believe it or not, yes, that's what they sell in Asbo. Yes, and they don't hide it by the name of the shop either, do they? So then we have the marketplace, which is struggling because the council has decided in its wisdom to increase the rents by 50% to people trying to trade as market traders, and that's obviously gone down like a lead balloon, and a lot of them are, you know, planning not to be selling there anymore. So maybe this will be empty quite soon, and possibly they'll have to turn the market into another charity shop. Further down we've got another cafe. We're on the marketplace now, and the marketplace has a shop which has been closed for 2 years. It's a mobile phone shop. They haven't been able to find anyone to go in there for 2 years, and you can see its placement there. You've got W.H. Smith's, Boots the Opticians, the cafe, and Lloyd's Bank over here, and that's the mobile phone shop in the middle. Go to the left, we've got Costa Coffee. Now this was opened, this whole area, including Home and Gift and Costa, was opened as a big tea rooms, and the tea rooms was open for a month and then inexplicably closed down after only being open for a month, and then it stayed closed for another year, and then eventually was opened up as a Costa and a Home and Gift. So obviously the rents had come down. They were obviously trying to charge ridiculously high rents, and nobody was interested. Seems to be a recurring theme in Devizes, doesn't it? And then across the road from that we have the reason that probably a lot of Devizes is going wrong, Strikers. And you know, it has this whole section here, from here all the way across to here, and then if you turn to the right, it also then has this whole building here. So the only people who seem to be doing extremely well in Devizes are Strikers, who charge extremely high rents and maintenance fees, and also you know, basically want you to pay £150 to have your references checked. So that's my little take on why Devizes is going wrong. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I forgot. We go into the Swan Yard, which is a little laned area, and we've got a Sue Ryder shop, which is another charity shop. So there we are. We've had a quick run through of all the charity shops and closed shops in Devizes, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be getting any better soon. So Devizes is possibly dying. Thanks for watching.